Alright, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the final Heroes of Might and Magic 5 Tier 3 Creatures tier list. Be sure to check out all of my other ones that I've done and we'll see what's different. But please don't forget to like and subscribe. We've done all of the other creatures thus far and still got more to do, obviously, after Tier 3 creatures. Done the towns as well, but we're getting ready for Heroes of Might and Magic Olden Era. I'm excited for a new Heroes game. So final Tier 3 creatures here. Probably won't ever do another one because I've definitely updated it a few times. So we are back here with yet another. Let's see. We're going to start off heavy with some Hunter S tier. I mean, do I really need to go in depth? The worst thing about them is their defense, but you gotta get to them to be able to kill them, and they're going to shred you, especially with their luck. You can either go the double shot or the no range penalty. Either way, absolutely devastating damage for a tier 3 unit. Honestly, the only reason why this one is in B is just because the lack of like extra utility, again, double shot or no range penalty, so not having that and doing a little bit less damage is the only reason why he's an A. And these ones definitely deserve S for a tier 3 for sure. At the same time, I think... Oof. Okay, we're gonna... You know what? No, we gotta do my ghosties. This one, 100% S tier. I'm trying to figure out... I think I'll go B and A. And honestly, I don't even want to put... yeah, okay, I'm not putting that one in B. So, ghosts, their ability to make somebody miss up to 3 times in a row is fucking S tier ability. Straight up, period. You cannot tell me otherwise. If you're taking any high value creature on your team and taking a turn to attack the ghost and they miss, that is amazing for them. At the same time, if that is a melee attack, you're running up with a white to attack the ghost and you miss. You're running up with fucking blood maidens or a blade dancer or a tier 7 or a wyvern, somebody that is obviously a very good unit that should absolutely do a lot of damage to them because their defense is not great. Their attack and defense is like pretty mid. I would say their defense is mid, their attack is a little bit higher than mid, but the utility that you get from making somebody miss, not only just at all, but the fact that they can miss actually 3 times in a row, is fucking amazing. Not only that, that's just this one, okay? Now, if you take into the account that if you run up to somebody that has ammo, so you get to the backline archer, do damage to them, you steal some of their ammo for your units. Now, Necropolis is obviously not a backline unit team. They do have leeches, obviously. They have the possibility of either going skeleton archers or skeleton warriors, up to you, but possibility of you have 1 shooter, maybe 2. Okay, it's not as useful, but still, to keep those shots going can definitely be nice. Even more so because the leeches only have so much mana. So if you're just running leeches, it's not as useful to run this guy, but if you're running leeches, skeleton archers, then I would say the poltergeist is worth it. Now, the spectre. The reason they're an S, not only because of the amazing utility that is an S tier ability, and being undead, all of this is obviously very nice, having just natural immunity of being undead, but going after somebody that has mana, so if I go after a priest, a pit fiend, a mage, being able to heal themselves just makes them that much more scary. I mean, you finally hit the ghosts after missing them however many times, even if you hit them in between the misses. And then they come back and then they gain some lives because they simply attacked, somebody that had mana on your team is insane. S tier worthy, period. You'll never ever change my mind about the ghosts being S tier. Um, so, moving on. Um, I would say we'll go Hellhound B. Um, I don't know if I double A or if I put this one in S. I just think they're too weak to go in S. They're very much a Hellhounds can be they're going to be devastating for their first attack because they have such high initiative and they can move pretty much across the battlefield no problem. Their first attack is going to absolutely destroy somebody, especially if you can hit multiple people and burn multiple people even behind them as well. Okay, we'll give that one an S. We'll go BAS. Um, Aside from that, after that hit, they're going to absolutely get destroyed. Not only with the first retaliation, but if they go unchecked, they're S tier worthy straight up. But more than likely because they're so close on their first hit. And while that hit is devastating and high tier worthy, after that they're gonna get destroyed just because their defense is so low and they're gonna get killed pretty easily. But they deserve it. High damage. I apologize for a previous tier list that I did where I put them lower. I put this Hellhound in C, maybe even D actually, but definitely did not deserve that. So my apologies to all the Inferno lovers. Inferno still sucks, but the Hellhound Cerberus does not suck that much. Okay. Let's see. We'll go. I think the Bear Riders are alright. I think the Frightening is good. I think the hitting somebody out of position so they don't retaliate you is good, but yeah, they're decent attack and they're like high tier mid for both attack and defense, and their utility is mid. So I can't put them in S, but they're solid units, but nothing to like, are you taking bears over some of these other guys? Highly doubt it. I think the warriors here are pretty criminally underrated. I think I gotta give that one an S just because of the retaliation strike that it can do will be absolutely devastating. Um, and honestly, they're pretty solid. Like, their attack is pretty good for a tier 3 melee unit. Their defense is pretty good for a tier 3 unit. And then you have the possibility of obviously increasing all of that with Blood Rage. And then a little bit of utility with the retaliation from him. So I think it's worth it, for sure. I think the Warmonger is very strong. Um, Minotaurs, pretty mid. Okay, Aura. I just, yeah, I don't think I can put that one into S. I want to because I really like the Minotaurs and they can be super devastating, but the problem is Minotaurs can't move. Like, let's be real, it takes a few turns to move anywhere with them. Um, their defense is decent, especially early game, but the later the game goes, they fall off really hard. Um, Now, while the aura that this one gives off is decent, I do think this one is definitely better just because of the extra retaliation possibilities there. Um, you know what? I'll give them the nod. I'll give them the nod because of that. Because if you're fucking up a low tier unit, you know, that unlimited retaliation can be absolutely devastating. Or even if it's not necessarily a low tier unit, just having that extra attack on a high tier unit, if they're, you know, possibility, I think it's worth it. I think they're like S minus, like they're on the verge there, like A plus, S minus, and this one to me is just worse because you don't have the unlimited retaliation. It's just kind of the aura that they have is okay, and obviously upgraded is better than him. But moving on, who do we want to save for last? Okay, we'll save Golems for last. We'll go Footman and Squires. I think Footman deserve a B. Hmm. Both of these guys are minimum going an A, but I don't. Hmm. Defensively, they're great. They don't have much movement. Offensively, they have the possibility of doing some great things. So I think because of such high defense, decent attack, and the possibility of very good attack, can put them up there. Yeah, I think that they probably deserve the nod. The worst thing about them is their movement, but I would say overall, like these two are pretty similar, the Minotaurs and Squires, and even the Warmongers too. So um, you could definitely drop these guys to A, and I wouldn't really argue with you. But I do think they deserve some S tier, tier 3 S tier units. Okay, let's be clear. Like these guys are not close to the hunters, even in their own tier, and other tiered units. You know, these guys are not as good as, you know, somebody like Trent's that I'm gonna throw in S, which, you know, a little sneak peek there for you, I guess, or Devils or Pit Fiends or anything like that. They're not S tier worthy in that regard. They are tier 3 S tier units. So please understand that for all of my tier lists that I have done for the section of creatures. This is just tier 3 units. It's not, um, you know, it's definitely a different playing field if you're looking at all of the units for sure. And then last but not least, the Golems. I think, okay, this one, S tier. We'll get to the reason why. Yeah, and then, okay, Golems are there. Reason being, first of all, they're pretty good. They have pretty good, well, they have like high mid movement, a little bit more movement than these guys, not a whole lot more, but definitely not as much as Cerberus, obviously. Movement is decent, pretty good. Their attacks are pretty good. Then this one has unlimited retaliation. I don't remember if this one has unlimited retaliation or not, but we'll get to that. Actually, I don't think he does because I know that this guy, if he takes like fire damage per se, he gains um, health, lives. So that mixed with mages is crazy good. But at the same time, all of these guys having magic immunity is very, very strong as well. Having built-in magic immunity at such a low tier unit is very high value. Um, So yeah, I think it just kind of depends on which one you want. I prefer this one myself just because I'm not always going to be mage fireballing around this guy because more than likely I'm going to be mage fireballing their backline, which he is going to take some time to get to if he even gets to them and doesn't deal with other people in front of him. Still good if you do it, or a meteor shower from your hero or whatever, still very strong unit, not only again with pretty good defense and then built-in magic immunity, which makes it great. Pretty good attack, and then decent movement, and then possibility of healing themselves. Not only also with the fireball and stuff, but if you have the S tier repair gremlin that I put up there, then that makes them that much possibility of keeping them great as well. And then this one just has the unlimited retaliation, which I prefer because that's more than likely going to be used much more consistently in any given fight, let alone throughout many fights. So I think, again, pretty high damage and then unlimited retaliation with that one. Pretty good defense and then magic immunity and then can be repaired. Is great. So it's either double possibility of keeping or gaining health, or double possibility of doing double damage. Up to you. S tier worthy nonetheless. So please do not forget to like and subscribe. Let me know down in the comments where you guys would place your favorite and least favorite tier 3 Heroes of Might and Magic units, and where I placed mine for this final tier list. Hope you guys are ready for Heroes of Might and Magic Olden Era. I am. I'm excited. But we will see you guys in the next one. We got 4 more tier lists of creatures to go. We did our final towns tier list, so go check that out. We'll see you guys in the next one. And a mini on. And my dual mode series. Start that and watch all of that.